Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks for coming aboard as we talk about weather a little bit. The cats are very quiet. Haven't heard a peep out of them in the last 15 minutes or so. We'll see if anything develops there. And I tell you, we had a great day on Monday. Boy, the brilliance of the blue sky. The leaves are changing color out there. Really very pleasant. Let's look at some high temperatures from Monday. Detroit at 64, Grand Rapids. In fact, I had to put 62 there twice because so many places had a high temperature of 62. Battle Creek, one below that at 61. Muskegon Beach had a high temperature of 58, and Mackinac Island at 56. And let's look at the Muskegon Channel. Very few boats going by, but we found one, and this is what it looked like in the Muskegon Channel early in the evening here on Monday. Sunrise time is after 8 o'clock now, and the sunset is at 6:50. We continue to lose daylight. We're down to 10 hours and 47 minutes of daylight, and the averages continue to drop. We're at a high of 58 and a low of 41. That's what a typical October 21st is like. Record high temperature for the day, 85 in 1953, and the record low was 18, set back in 1974 when we had a pretty cold fall here and some early snowflakes as well. But nothing like that going on this year, no snow to talk about. We'll take a look at our lake forecast because this is kind of an important graphic to share with you. And I left a picture up of the standing seiche with the wind pushing the water up on shore here on Sunday. And we're going to have something kind of similar to that, maybe not quite to that extent. But we're certainly going to be seeing a rather windy day today. Gale warnings are in effect out on Lake Michigan. And you can see waves could increase as high as 6 to 12 feet with winds out of the west at 20 to 30 knots. We could see an isolated gust somewhere to around 40 knots. And you can see the water temperatures keep dropping. Reed's Lake has dropped another one to 62. That'll probably fall all the way down into the upper 50s here by the end of the week. And the water is pretty chilly off of Holland, Port Sheldon, and South Haven. We keep an eye on that because we have the potential for some lake effect rain here. And of course, we like to know the difference in temperature between the water and the air that'll be passing over the lake. That's important. So we're going to take one more look here. Let's see what's next. Our headline graphic, showers likely today, could be an isolated rumble of thunder. Some showers continuing for Wednesday and Thursday, and it will be windy out there, so a very blustery fall kind of pattern and rather wet for the mid part of the week. We're going to take time out and thank Ace Hardware Handyman, one of our sponsors. Listen to this.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, here's something kind of neat. There was no severe weather on Monday. We got zeros in all the categories. There were a couple of thunder showers scattered about, but a very quiet day across the United States. Here's what the severe weather outlook is going to be here for this Tuesday. And look at Michigan. We are in the light green. That means we have a chance for a rumble of thunder, though no organized severe thunderstorms are likely. There will be some thunder showers in South Florida and along the Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi coastline. For Wednesday, here's what it looks like. No thunder here, but there could be some thunder from Lake Huron off to the east up through New England. And more rain scattered about. Not a lot of rain, but out in the southwestern desert areas from just north of Las Vegas, across much of New Mexico and eastern Arizona, and also in extreme southern Florida. The possibility for a few more thunder showers. Been a very wet fall for southern Florida. All right, let's move on and take a look at the rainfall map where you can see the yellow and orange indicating the heaviest rain over the next 3 days is going to be in parts of New Hampshire and Maine. Kind of a dreary, wet pattern for anybody that's looking at fall colors there. And you can see downwind from each of the Great Lakes, there is the potential for a little bit more rain. We call this lake-enhanced rain as pretty cold air comes across the lakes. Let's zoom into Michigan and we can take a little bit better view of this. You can see the lighter green down toward Indiana, Ohio, so they pick up a little bit of rain, but not much. But then that darker green is right to the east of Lake Michigan, and the darker green up there in the UP, where they get lake effect rain coming off of Lake Superior. We're anticipating that some areas generally west of 131, could see over half an inch of rain over the next 3 days on top of the rain that we had over the weekend. That's certainly going to keep the ground on the moist side here. Let's move to the tropics because we got a lot to talk about here. Here comes Melissa. That's the next name for the next hurricane that develops, the next tropical storm. And here it is. The Hurricane Center just increased their chances for a tropical storm here from 70% to 90%. So that is certainly something that we think is likely. This is headed toward the Caribbean, and any interest in Hispaniola, Jamaica especially, or Cuba, and the Bahamas will be having to pay attention to Melissa. We're not anticipating that this is going to be a Cat 5, but it certainly could be a Cat 1, 2, or even 3, as it kind of, again, makes that right turn and heads out toward the ocean here in, about 7 to 10 days or so. But it's worth keeping an eye on if you're in Florida, if you have some interest in Florida. But I would be more concerned if I was in Cuba, Jamaica, or Haiti. All right, we move to the Pacific Ocean, and the odds of Tropical Storm Sonia are increasing. That's up to 60% now. But the good news is it's moving due west, and as it does, it will move farther away from Central America and Mexico. So if you know somebody in Acapulco or the west coast there of Mexico, I think they're going to be spared any significant effects here from what will be, it looks like, Tropical Storm or Hurricane Sonia. And then out to the west, the Western Pacific Ocean has really come alive in the last 24 hours. We have 2 tropical cyclones. One on the left side there is maybe pronounced Chenj. I don't know for sure. I didn't have time to look that up. We have 95S, a little wave there, and then 97W. And then we also have Fengshen, and that's the one that we're a little bit most concerned about. Not a major storm. But if we go to the next slide, we'll be able to show you that the path for Fengshen is over the South China Sea. It will take a path toward western Vietnam or central Vietnam around Da Nang. And by that time, it should just be a run-of-the-mill tropical depression as it crosses land and kind of rains itself out there. But something to keep an eye on if you have interest in that particular area. All right, we'll move on. We'll get back to our weather a little bit here. Today's weather looks like this: 56 degrees for the afternoon, 46 for the low. Showers are likely, like I said, 90% chance, 75% humidity in the afternoon, so it's going to be kind of a moist day. And look at that wind out of the west at 15 to 25 miles an hour. Some high temperatures today, most everybody in the mid-50s, as you can see. Low 50s off to the north, and as we have water temperatures that are well up into the 50s now to near 60, it may actually be a degree or 2 warmer at the lakeshore. You can see readings are in the 40s along the Wisconsin and upper Michigan border up there, but right by Lake Superior, readings are still in the low 50s. And then we move ahead to Wednesday, and Wednesday's maps show that we'll only be around 50 in inland areas, and maybe 51 or 52, 53 at the lakeshore. You can see the difference there with Big Rapids at 49, Ludington at 53, Houghton Lake 48, Traverse City 51. We've got 50 for Kalamazoo and 53 for South Haven. So a couple degrees warmer at the lakeshore. You don't see that too often in October, but as the cold air comes on in, that can happen. And it's still chilly with a lot of 40-degree readings up there in the UP. 5-day forecast looks like this. Nothing terribly warm. Keep in mind the average high is 58. 56 today, 90% chance of rain. Only near 50 for Wednesday and Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised if areas northeast of Grand Rapids held in the upper 40s here Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Then we get back into the mostly sunny conditions Friday. Jack Doles will like the fact that we'll probably be dry and partly cloudy for football frenzy Friday evening. And the weather looks good for the Saturday football games as well. We'll call it partly sunny, and temperatures may be a couple degrees warmer by then, back up into the mid to upper 50s. And the 8 to 14-day outlook gives us temperatures slightly warmer than average here, with near normal conditions in the Pacific Northwest and throughout much of the area south of Michigan. Below average in Florida, that would be a bit of a change for them, and that's partially due to the fact that there'll be clouds and some scattered showers around to keep them a little bit on the cooler side. So that's a look at weather. Again, it looks cool. Keep some jackets and sweaters handy over the next 5 days. Here's a look at the 8 to 14-day precipitation outlook. It gives us a little bit above average rainfall here. I'm not anticipating any significant flooding or anything like that. All right, let's see. We got some interesting information for you here. This Swedish chemist was born on October 21, 1833 in Stockholm. He is most known for the invention of dynamite. That gives it away. I know the answer. And the establishment of his namesake prize. That would be the Nobel Prize. And prizes, there's more than one. And that is, of course, Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite, born on this day today. All right, we have something else to share with you here about the Nobel Prizes related to Michigan. Look at this. Alex found this one. 8 Nobel laureates have come from Michigan. And Ralph Bunche, and I remember that name. I wonder if that didn't get a mention in Annie or some Broadway play, but Ralph Bunche received the Peace Prize in 1950. Glenn Seaborg in chemistry in 51, and you can see the list on down there. The last Nobel Prize winner for Michigan was Paul Milgram, and that was in 2020 from economics. Seaborg was from Ishpeming. We've had 3 Nobel Prize winners from Ann Arbor. We've had 3 from the Detroit area, from immediate Detroit, and 1 from Owasso. So that's interesting. And there's a picture of Glenn Seaborg, who was on the Atomic Energy Commission. Well, thanks, Alex, for letting me know about that. I did not know that. All right, we have some pictures to share with you as well. This is from daughter number 3. They're back in Rhodes, Greece now, on the road. And you can see that Rhodes rocks, I guess. Not a real nice sandy beach like we have in Michigan, but I'm sure there'll be some rock hounds there that'll be going up and down. You can see the hills and the background there across the water. Daughter number 3 having a great time. And I heard from Alex that they may be heading to parts of Scandinavia next as they continue their currently European vacation. This started out as a plan to go all the way around the world. As I mentioned before, my daughter Michelle works for American Airlines, so gets the employee travel privileges, and they make use of them. They really do. Let's go on to the next picture here, and this one is from John Scully, a gull in flight. Beautiful picture, John. You can get that down where you can get the gull there in flight, and you can see the waves in the background, kind of a breezy day there. It'll be kind of a challenging day for photographers here during the day tomorrow. We'll see what John comes up with. And we have a picture from John Doherty up in Benzie County at Crystal Lake. And you can see kind of a breezy day. You can see, well, it looks like almost some whitecaps there on Crystal Lake. That's not a terribly wide lake there, but you can see the clouds and probably a little bit of rain coming down. It looks kind of damp. So we thank John C. and John D. for the pictures as always. Again, as we close things out, I want to remind all of you to grab the light jackets, the sweaters, and maybe the umbrella, because it's going to be kind of a damp, windy, showery pattern here for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.